At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Now's the best time to get that Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of limited complimentary maintenance. Don't think you can get away with all that? Think again. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. It's a great day for a new Hyundai.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hello again. Welcome to Talking Real Money Daily, the daily podcast from Talking Real Money. I'm Don McDonald, and going to be a short one today because I don't have any questions or calls that I can really spend a lot of time answering today, although I do have a call, but I'll get to that in a minute. So short edition. It's also short because I'm really late getting to it today, as I had tons of work to do for the upcoming event we're doing in Seattle, the Retire Meet, which is this gigantic retirement event. It's the biggest, it's one of the biggest in the area, and it's certainly the biggest event we do. So I apologize. This is short. This week, though, and early next week, I'm going to be focusing a bit on one of my least favorite products, which is the annuity. The annuity. Annuities are so popular and yet have so few real benefits to anybody but insurance companies. And I think that's the case with most insurance. You've heard me say it before. I think we're so overinsured in this country. But an annuity, the initial concept of an annuity was a relatively sound one. The annuity has been around. It was called an annua in the Roman Empire, which means annual payment. You could make you were a wealthy Roman, you wanted an income for the rest of your life, you could make an annual payment into an annua, and you would either get an income for the rest of your life or for a specific period. Sounds just like an immediate annuity today, right? Well, the concept remained basically unchanged for centuries. It became a business in the 1800s, and then in the 20th century, there were tax laws that provided tax advantages to annuities. It allowed annuity accounts to grow tax deferred until payments were made or a cash withdrawal was made. And the insurance company went, oh, wait, I bet we can do some cool things and make them look like they're really good investments. And they came up with variable annuities and indexed annuities and all those things, which we'll talk about more in the future. But I want to go back to the original idea of the simple annuity. Immediate annuity, fixed immediate annuity. It's the most simple form of an annuity. It's a lifelong income source. Basically, that's why people buy them. You give a lump sum of money to the insurance company. They promise a monthly payment for as long as you live. Right now, I've done some checking on a lot of annuities, and $100,000 is going to provide you just a little under $600 a month to a 65-year-old man. Sounds like a lot, right? If you look at that, you go, whoa, wait, that's under 7%. It's right around 7%, a little under 7%, actually. But it's 7%, part of which is your money coming back to you. Because remember, you don't even break even on the initial $100,000 you put in until you hit age 79. So if you had invested that $100,000 in just 3% CDs, you could pay yourself $600 a month until age 82 or 83 almost. So basically it takes living longer than 82 to beat the insurance company, to win the bet. Because if you die sooner than that, here's the catch with annuities. A lot of people aren't aware of this. When you buy an immediate annuity, unless you pay extra, in other words, take a smaller benefit, everything is a trade-off. You want joint life, you want it for you and your wife, you're going to take a smaller benefit. You want it to have an inflation adjustment, you're going to get a smaller benefit. Actually, it's about $200 a month smaller initially. If you want to have some money left for your heirs, you can get that. Just take a smaller benefit. It's a game. You're playing against the house, the insurance company. You die Before they expect you to die, they win all of your remaining principal, leaving nothing for your heirs in that typical annuity. Now think about this. If you invested that $100,000 and you took a little bit of risk, not much, just a little equity risk, and you made, let's say, 5% a year, your $600 a month would last you almost until you get to 90. So you see how it starts to look? The insurance company basically is going to win. You're betting against them. They know the odds. They've been doing this for a long time. They take a few risks investing it to make more money, and they almost always win. Or actually, I can't think of a time when they overall lost. So they're the house. They're the casino. They win. Simple as that. And remember, if you have a question about money, I want to try and answer them. I really want to help you become a better investor. So give me a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now we're going to take the unique call from this week. Just came in yesterday.
Hello, Don. This is Jim down here in California. I really enjoy your show, and I'm listening to the podcast today, the 29th, and I heard you go over some things about the long-term care insurance, and that kind of took me by surprise because the amounts of money you're talking about was quite shocking. So you might want to review that, see if that's accurate. So anyway, great show. I really enjoyed the podcast. Thank you. Bye.
I messed up yesterday. I was hurrying to get an answer done, and I was trying to find information, the most recent information on long-term care I could find, and I found an article that I thought was from a reasonably trustworthy source, and they, in the article, said $2,200 a month, and I contacted the author. They corrected it. They meant to say $2,200 a year. But it's on me because I didn't do further checking, and I knew that sounded ridiculously high at the time. Just failed to turn my brain on completely, so I apologize. So I've edited out my terrible answer, and tomorrow I'm going to re-answer the question with a ton more research and new numbers and the like. The answer will come out slightly differently, but still in some ways very similar, because it is a matter of whether you want to bet or not with an insurance company. How familiar does that sound? Thanks for being a part of this short edition of Talking Real Money Daily. I got to get it up on the web so that you can listen, and I'll have a longer version tomorrow, and I hope I'll have some phone calls at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. If you want more information, you can always visit us at TalkingRealMoney.com. There's a ton of great stuff there. Take care. I'm Don McDonald.
Talking Real Money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So, past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.